G'day, I'm here today to talk to you about asparagus fern. Ground asparagus is probably the most common that we have around in our area. It's very invasive. It can get into gardens, native bush. The other species that you probably want to keep an eye out for would be some broom asparagus, climbing asparagus, bridal creeper, those sorts of things. Pretty easy to identify it. It has this lush green foliage on it, and it has little thorns all the way along its fronds here. It's got little white cream flowers when it's in flower, so it's very, very easy to distinguish. And it also has these little fruit on it. These little fruit are green at the moment, and they're going to ripen into a nice red fruit. And that's going to be a very attractive food source for lots of different birds and animals. So it's got the ability to really disperse itself up to a long distance from the parent plant. You do not want asparagus growing in your garden because the habit of this plant is it very, very quickly takes over everything around it. So that can include all your native bushland and natural areas, but also all your favourable and desirable garden plants in your backyard. You also want to try and keep an eye on it and remove it in your backyard because, as we mentioned, it's got a long distance that it can travel from birds, so you could be unintentionally spreading it into some natural areas. From all of this lush green foliage, you're going to want to try and trace it back to where it's actually coming out of the ground. The only part of the plant you need to remove to make it effective is this crown. The tool of choice would be a nice serrated knife or a plaster cutter, as I have here. So as we go around, we basically just cut a square of dirt around that crown. So that's all we need to do when we're removing the plant. You want to make sure if there's any berries, we don't leave them laying on the ground because they're going to ripen and cause more plants to grow. Any vegetative material with berries, take that and put it in a red bin. You don't want to put it in your green bin because then it's going to get sent to the tip and get put into our compost. So once you've removed your asparagus fern, then a good option to put back in its place would be a native plant. So we've got Lomandra here today. It's a great replacement for asparagus because it's going to spread out and act as a nice little ground cover as well. Tease out the roots a slight bit there, pop him into a hole. It's as deep as the pot and twice as wide, and backfill with soil. If you're looking for further information on how to identify or manage some of these weed species, Council's got some free resources available. So drop into your local council office and pick up your free copy.